So let's go on to a sermon that I got for you this morning. Galatians 6:1, it says this: Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. The word I like to think of is that overtaken. If a man be overtaken. And so the topic of this sermon, real quick, is about being overtaken at the church. We are overtaken. Brethren, if a man be overtaken. To be overtaken is like if he's been surprised, seized on, he's been seized on without warning, suddenly invaded, taken before he is aware. Have you ever been overtaken? Then the next one, it says, ye which are spiritual. How are you to be spiritual? Ye who still retain the grace of the gospel. If you still know the gospel, what is the gospel? Do as the gospel tells you to do. That's a spiritual person. A spiritual person has the wisdom of God and the experience in divine things. Are you spiritual? You ought to be. Restore such a one. Only those who are spiritual can restore such a one. Bring the man back into his place. It is a metaphor taken from a dislocated limb. That's where this restore, according to the Bible, it was taken from that. Brought back by a hand of a skillful and tender surgeon. Someone who really cares. And so only a experienced person with wisdom and divine things can actually restore such a one. And that person that restoring is to try to get them back in the place. And sometimes it don't feel good, first of all, being knocked out of place and then having to be put back into place. All right? So it's not for you to try to figure out, I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to hurt their feelings, because we find ourselves not restoring anybody. I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't really want to say. It's not for me to say that they shouldn't be, so I'm going to just leave it alone. Well, then you just letting their joint be out of joint. You letting them sit there and be out of joint. Let them stay in their sufferings because you're afraid, because you don't want to. It says in the spirit of meekness, having or showing a quiet and gentle nature. When you want to restore somebody, you have to do it in meekness. You have to be gentle in your nature. Not wanting to fight or argue with another person. Gentle. As a man was suddenly overtaken, if a person is suddenly overtaken, he is already deeply humbled and distressed and needs much encouragement. It says, consider thyself. In a sense, this is where I look at it. Looking to thyself as he was caught off guard, that thou be not surprised as he was. If you consider yourself and you see somebody doing something out of order, they're caught off guard. They've been overtaken. But you have to consider that you too could be overtaken and has been overtaken at some time. Consider that before you go up to them and to try to straighten them. Consider that. The Bible talks about there's a beam. Before you go trying to work on the mote, the splinter in someone's eye, trying to get them to see and understand, let's check out that there could be a beam in yours. Okay, consider those things. So you are now warned at this person's experience. You're warned about, that could happen to me. Therefore, keep a good lookout. That's what the consider thyself. Now it says, lest thou also be tempted, is consider the possibilities of such a case and show the mercy that you would wish to have received yourself. Consider that situation, the case, the thing that they're going through, and think about if you were in that place, what would you want somebody to come and say to you? Okay, this is being overtaken in the church. Understand one another, y'all. Understand one another.
I'm covered by grace. I'm covered by grace. I'm covered by grace. I'm covered by